What is up, guys? Today I'm filming this video for you because it's been on my heart, and you know what? I feel like somebody needs to hear it. So I don't know if any of you guys have had just one of those nights where you're sitting there and you're like, God, like, what are you doing? Like, genuinely, like, what the heck is happening right now, God? And I'm praying and I'm showing up and I'm grinding, and you know what it feels like? It just feels like everybody around me is so close to their breakthrough except for me, because I always have some random thing coming up that's blocking me and stopping me from getting to the next level or getting where I need to be. And the question that's just kind of been on my mind is like, God, why always me? And I'm gonna tell you what happened, because once you hear this story, you're really gonna start to see your own situation a lot differently. And you're gonna know the difference between God closing a door because you're off track and God closing a door because He's protecting you for something. And so I wanna tell you a little bit more of a personal story that has happened to me not too long ago, and kind of just gave me clarity on how God operates and how sometimes it's gonna close a door, not because He's taking something away from you, but actually He's closing a door because He's protecting you from something. So, you know, I'm going through these things, I'm trying to figure out, what should I do next? What should I do next? What should I do next? How do I combat this? And recently I found a lot of clarity in this story. And when I tell you this, I genuinely believe that it's gonna transform the way that you think about how God operates, and realize that sometimes God isn't closing a door on you because He's taking something away. What He's actually doing is closing a door because He's protecting you for something that you didn't even know you needed to be protected from. And once you get into this mindset, you're really gonna stop panicking every time that something doesn't work out or go your way. And I think that you'll start recognizing when He's actually setting you up for something better, at least being able to place your trust in Him to a greater extent. And for me, that shift alone would have saved me months of doubts and frustration. A couple months ago, I'm living with my parents, I'm living at home. I had just graduated and gotten my college degree from Colorado Boulder. I just got a business degree, and so on paper, everything looks good. Hey, we just graduated, let's go. In reality, I had thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in credit card debt, and I had tons of student loans stacking out the wazoo. And so at this point, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. And I'm working 2 jobs at the time, just trying to scrape by, pay my bills that I keep having to pay, and also trying to take care of this huge debt load. So I'm working as a private driver for families up in Aspen and doing restaurant work because I'm from outside of Aspen. Don't get it twisted. Not Aspen, but outside of Aspen. And so I'm doing my best, just getting my foot in the door, doing every single thing that I can to make money. I'm working 80-hour weeks, thinking, praying that doing this is gonna work. It's gonna clear my debt somehow. Even though I'm barely making enough money to keep up with my bills, I'm thinking, this is gonna help me clear all my debt. And you know what? I didn't know what else to do. So I'm working these jobs, but as I'm working these jobs, believe it or not, guys, I hated these jobs and I didn't get along with the family that I worked with. So what happened? I opened my mouth and I ended up getting fired. And so I got fired from both of these jobs literally in the same week. Okay, right? So then I'm sitting there and I have 0 income. I have thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of debt. And so I make a plan to go knock doors selling pest control in the summer, right? But this isn't until May, and we're in February. So now I have a 2 or a 3 month gap where I basically have no way to make money. And at this point, I didn't have as strong of a relationship with God. So mind you, my stress is at an all-time high. And I remember this one specific day where I had just gone on a 3-day fast. I'm at my lowest point, I'm at my breaking point. I'm just completely frustrated, confused, and I felt like I was doing everything that I was supposed to, right? I was working, I was praying, I was in the Word, and I was doing everything on paper that I should have been, but at the same time, it felt like God just wasn't showing up. So at this point, I'm at an all-time low. I have absolutely no idea what I'm gonna do to make money. I have absolutely no idea what I'm gonna do for this 3-month period. And you know what? I just got down on my hands and knees and I let out a wail to God, and I said, hey, God, whatever I'm supposed to be doing right now, I have no idea. So whatever you want me to be doing right now, please, Lord, just make it so abundantly clear, slap me in the face with it, what I'm supposed to do next, because I have absolutely no idea what I'm supposed to be doing. And so what I do is I cry out to God, and I'm pretty beaten down, and I end up falling asleep and taking a nap. And so I fall asleep, I take a nap, and then 30 minutes later, my phone rings. And so who was calling me? It was actually my old solar boss that I hadn't talked to in 2.5 years. Back before I was working as a private driver and just scraping cash together, I actually knocked solar, and I hadn't talked to this woman in over 2.5 years. And so now she's calling me out of the blue, and she says, hey, I know this is kind of out of nowhere and this is super random, but listen, we're doing this solar blitz in Missouri right now. And there's this new solar thing, there's all these new regulations that just passed, and these people are making insane amounts of money. I want you to come down. It's a great opportunity. I'll put you on a flight at 6 a.m. tomorrow. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, God, you answered. This is it. This is what I'm supposed to do. And now here's what I didn't realize at the time, and this is important. When something shows up that's fast, that's specific, that's random, that is not a coincidence. When this showed up, it may have felt like a coincidence to me at the time, but when you pray for direction and then 30 minutes later your phone rings with an opportunity that you didn't even know existed or was going on, that's God showing you that He heard you. So at this point, I'm like, bet, God, let's go. Come on. So I fly down to Missouri. And the next day, I'm out there for 2 weeks, and I make $20,000 in those 2 weeks, which I've never made that much money in my life. So I'm selling solar systems, which is good money, amazing money. Nobody can complain about making $10,000 a week. But what happened next, I didn't really expect. I realized that I genuinely hated it. Genuinely hated it. Walking from door to door, random neighborhoods, literally just walking from door to door, trying to beg people or sell people something that they did not ask for, that they don't want, dealing with cold weather, staying at random Airbnbs, no structure, no systems. And I'm thinking to myself, this literally has to be the least efficient way to sell anything ever. And on top of that, I had to go walk around in the freezing cold in Missouri in the winter and freaking knock on doors. If you have knocked on doors, you understand how much it takes out of you and how much it sucks. And so I realized, hey, Jeremy, listen, man, I'm sorry, but going to knock doors in North Carolina this summer is the absolute last thing that I will spend my time doing. And so I'm trying to sell them something that I don't want. I'm dealing with cold weather. I'm staying at the most random Airbnbs with no structure. There's no selling systems. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, this literally has to be the least efficient way to sell anything ever. And so the whole time I'm out there, I'm thinking about this conversation that I had the day before I left, where I ran into my buddy Wiley, and he tells me about this whole life insurance thing that he was doing. But I personally, I don't know what it was, but I wasn't really sold on it. Also, he didn't really try and sell me on it. He's like, you want to go knock doors? Sure, buddy. Go have fun knocking doors. Thinking that this is my grand scheme way of making money. I go knock doors. I'm like, this sucks. Wiley, take me back. Wiley, take me back. So I'm thinking, I should just go knock doors, make my money that way. I'm gonna make $100,000 this summer. I'm gonna be steam rolling, big balling, let's go. No. Honestly, realizing this completely changed everything for me. God didn't send me down to Missouri because that was the answer. God sent me there because He wanted me to go show me that was the path that I didn't actually want. Sometimes you have to genuinely go and experience something just to know that it's not for you. And I could have sat at home and wondered, hey, maybe solar's the move. Could solar be the move? But God wanted me to go and try it, make some money, and come back knowing with absolute certainty that I did need something different. Solar, door knocking, selling in an industry without warm leads was just not something for me. I realized that I needed something where I wasn't just trading time for money in the most exhausting way possible. Me personally, the way I work is I wanted to have a system. I wanted to have something that actually felt like I was going somewhere. And that's when I realized something about how God works. When you're in a season that makes you feel uncomfortable, when everything just feels so hard and you're questioning if you're even in the right place or if you're on the right path, and maybe God's not pushing you at all. When you're in that mode, maybe God's just teaching you something that you need to know before he moves you to the next level. Like, I genuinely believe everything happens for a reason, and it's God's plan. Because the second that I got back and I got my life insurance license and started working with Wiley, just a couple months after, I was able to build a real business. I found the community of God-fearing men that are all working towards something. Like, I knew that I had to go down that path just to be brought into this, and all of that experience that I gained led me to be able to build something great here. And not only that, but I got connected with Dominic and Alex and these huge key players on my insurance team now that have been a large reason of where I'm at today in this industry. And so the coolest thing is that not only did God use me and door knocking to show me, hey, that's not what I want to do. Other people were on that same path, and I was able to bring them into life insurance, and now they're making $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month, actually seeing that money instead of just making it on the solar coaster and never actually getting paid. And sometimes I just sit and think that, like, if I hadn't gone to Missouri, then I don't know, maybe I wouldn't have known. But what I did need was to see the wrong path and see what that wrong path looked like and recognize the right one when it showed up. And this is what trips people up all the time. Like, we think that when God opens a door, that's always the final answer. But sometimes God's just opening that door so that you can walk through it, and then you can see what's on the other side, and then you can come back with the wisdom that you needed to make the right choice. And that might be the current relationship you're in. You might have thought, oh my God, this person is amazing. This person is the love of my life. She's the one. And then 3 months down the road, you're like, maybe not, you know? But we live and we learn. Like, I had already heard about the life insurance industry from Wiley before I left to Missouri. But I wasn't ready to hear it because I thought that knocking doors was gonna be the move. And then God had to let me go. He said, yeah, Jackson, go knock some doors. And then, we know what happened. So if something keeps showing up in your life and you keep brushing it off, maybe that's not random. Maybe that's God trying to get your attention because you're too focused on what you think you want to see. But really, if something keeps barging into your life, maybe that's what he's actually offering you. Maybe. And then another thing that blew my mind in this whole situation is that it didn't just come back from Missouri and start my own thing. I brought all those people with me, right? My old solar boss and the two other guys who were stuck on that same grind, dealing with terrible pay structures, the long solar coaster sales cycles, and all the same problems that I was dealing with. Now they're all thriving, making $60,000 to $80,000 in their first couple months. Like, it's just such a blessing that I was able to be God's feet in bringing them to this industry. And you know, God wasn't just redirecting me. He was setting up a whole chain reaction where my breakthrough was connected to their breakthrough. And that's when I realized that when God moves you, it's never just about you. God never just does something for you alone. He's always positioning you so that you can pull other people with you, right? Like, the most selfish thing that you can ever do is go to heaven by yourself. And God's not gonna just take you, right? He's gonna help everybody around you, and he's gonna use you to infiltrate everybody else around you. So when you're sitting there and you're asking God, why is it always me? Why are you forgetting about me? It feels like nothing you're doing is making sense. And you know, even when you can't see a way forward, you need to just think about it like this. Like, what if he's not ignoring you? What if God's actually setting you up? What if God's silence is because he's actually working on something that you can't see yet? What if the doors that's closed is just protecting you from something that would have taken you off course? Or what if the thing that feels like it's a setback is actually a set up for a breakthrough? So it might feel like you have a veil over your eyes and he's hiding the truth from you, or he's hiding the thing that you want, and God, give me the answer, but that's not how it works. It's not how it works. He wants you to trust him. So really all I gotta say is, like, guys, the 30 minutes between me praying and the phone call, talking to my boss that I hadn't talked to in years, that's not a coincidence. That's God saying, Jackson, I heard you. Now trust me, even when this doesn't work out like you thought it would, just know that I got a better plan for you. And so what I know now that I really didn't know then is that every single door that I thought was closed was just like a middle finger to me, was actually protecting to me. And that delay was preparation. And every moment that I thought that he was forgetting about me. He was actually working behind the scenes, setting something up that I just couldn't see yet. And you may be watching this video because you're in a similar situation, just like I was in a couple of months ago. Because I literally thought that my life was falling apart, and now I'm building something that I could have never imagined or possibly even dreamed of back then. And genuinely, it all started with me being willing to trust God even when I couldn't see what he was doing. So if you're watching this and you needed to hear it, this was your sign. Don't give up. This is your sign. And please, please don't give up. And don't think that he forgot about you, because he's preparing you for something that you're just not ready to see yet. So keep showing up, keep praying, keep trusting, because your breakthrough might only be 30 minutes away. So guys, please just hit that like button, hit subscribe, because if you want more content like this, I'm out here trying to show people what it's like to, I don't know, intertwine faith, fitness, finance, discipline together. And I know this isn't the most personal story, but I'm getting used to put my heart on the line. All right, so we're gonna be going more public with it. And you know what, guys? I will see you in the next one.